And that means this is a digital commodity, this is a digital security, this is a digital token, this is a digital currency, this is a digital NFT, this is a digital ABT, asset-backed token. If you define all those, and I did, by the way, in my keynote at Cantor Fitzgerald last Thursday, which has gone viral, I said, here is your digital asset classes. Now we need the regulators to give us that framework. Tell us how I issue, how I operate, how I own, how I trade. And if they do that well, I think actually we're going to see a massive explosion in digital assets in this country. There's no reason why half the equity on the Nasdaq can't start trading digitally. Why not Apple stock trade digitally 24/7, 365? Why not Katy Perry issue a Katy Perry token if she wants? Or how about your company? PBD, why can't you actually go public and issue your own digital security or digital token? There ought to be an ethical way to do it. I think that the law ought to be simpler. It ought to be, just don't lie, cheat, and steal, right? Like if we go back to this, right? If you believe in free markets, the free market view would be, I'm going to give people a way to do these things and just remind them, don't lie, cheat, and steal. I'm going to give them a practical legal framework. If you do that, I think there's 400,000 big companies that are private. There's 400 million companies. And I think the note that I made last week is 0.06% of the businesses in America are able to tap the capital markets. And so we have a crushing, over-regulated capital market regulatory regime that started in 1933. And I think that you need an alignment of the White House, the Senate, and the House to put in place a freedom, innovation-oriented digital economy. So I would say right now, I'm fairly bullish it'll happen. I think they want to do it. And I think that, I don't recommend any particular security or any particular investment other than Bitcoin, but I do think that it's better for the world if we have hundreds of thousands of digital assets created, launched, and I'd like to see the industry go from $1 trillion of digital assets to $500 trillion of digital assets that are tokenized.
Could there come a time where you're pro-Ripple and maybe even to the point that you recommend clients to it? Is there a possibility?
I'm Bitcoin only, 100%. Like the truth is, I wouldn't even recommend Apple stock. Like there's no security. I'm not going to recommend
0% chance.
Yeah, like I wouldn't recommend a security because there's a counterparty to a security. But the position is like if you came public and you had your own security or token or whatever you had, I wouldn't recommend you either.